Good evening, SRL fans. I hope you've enjoyed your public holiday. We have an absolute treat for you over in Wigan, I believe. The Welsh people got a bit lost, so we're in Wigan. They're taking on Australia, who are in their third week of their European Championship. I'd like to say they'd be undefeated, but that would be a lie because they got dog walked by Mediterranean. But since then, they've gone from strength to strength, whereas Wales have been a bit up and down. But they'll be looking to really put on a strong performance here. Jordan Lewis, full of Welsh pride, probably the most Welsh pride I've ever seen in a simulated rugby league player is in this man's body. John Boy, how do you think this game's going to go?
Well, hopefully more entertaining than last week's game. I sincerely hope Wales plays well against a team that isn't full of engineers, plumbers and lawyers.
And a few minors, I think. Yeah, as Butterfield, he's slotted into that sixth role very nicely, taking over and undefeated since they slotted in. He's going to get us underway. The only team list change, I believe, for Australia is Justin plays starting in the centre instead of Xavier Demando. What do you think about that one? Well, this is an interesting camera angle.
Well, this is new. This is new. I like watching from behind.
Yeah, Daniel Punch.
Adjusted.
Yeah, sorry, a few technical difficulties here. We have the rookie on the recording today. Hopefully he can get through. It's Cody Yogg smashed by Chris Lord, I think it was. Get that into you, Cody Yogg. Back to the centres. Thank you very much. As now, Wally Allen smashed by Luke Malchus. Oh, this makes me feel very, very tingly inside. Props getting it done as now Michael Krim gets a line break. Brought down by KCK. Saved the set a little bit there. Could look for a 40-20. KCK is not at home. Goes to Luke Thompson, and that's where he goes. Looking very nice. Looks like he won't have the angle yet. It's Kane Chapman-Kenny gets back. Double duty. Then gets straight past one. Pretty entertaining start to this game, John Boy.
No, very entertaining. As Wales has two back-to-back absolute big hits. Sorry, I've been adhering to the Broadcasting Standards Authority. As two very big hits hit the tone for a massive Australian set as KCK rips through the middle.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? It's looking very ominous for Wales already. You feel like they're offshore of Japan at the moment. They're being hunted. As now Sonny Tai goes out to Josh Butterfield, and I would have liked to see a little dummy from him here, but instead it's Australia on the tack straight away. They're going to go right now. Goes to Chaz Dingo in the centres, goes to KCK, and he gets through them passes anyway. Sonny Tai, a full captaincy ranked. He watched the ball. Very smart by him, actually. Takes him out of commission for a kick on the last tackle, so it's going to go to Luke Malchus, who picks it up, and that's a very disappointing finish.
Yeah, no. Josh Butterfield hates a reasonable last tackle option. He's been shocking so far this series in terms of his last set options. Yeah, not the greatest from Australia.
Yeah, he's a bit lucky that there's a couple of dead set goats in this team that make sure it doesn't really matter. But you're right, he needs to fix that up. Maybe Sonny Tai, that looks like a bit of a falcon there off Wally Allen's head. Maybe Sonny Tai needs to put himself into the six and play with fire, see if he can catch sliders. Now Riley Flynn goes through. He's been outstanding all series for Wales. Carries it on there with a nice little break.
Asking Sonny Tai for advice on how to be a good seven is like asking a blind man for advice on his favourite view.
Yeah, well, we saw earlier the broadcaster likes it from behind. As now Luke Thompson. They get a high tackle penalty, Australia. Give it away, sorry. Maybe just giving Wales a chance in front of the local crowd. They like to chase. We've seen it a couple of times. They've gone down early. As now Tedesco goes to punch, and he plays a little short ball to the captain, Jordan Lewis, and he's brought down 11 metres from the line here. So a full set here for Wales to attack. Berkeley goes to Riley Flynn. He gets a long ball out to Jacob Morrison, and fitting that SRL's Judas is active right around Easter, brought down 2 metres away from the line. As now they go left again. Jordan Lewis is pushing to the line. A future Panther, I believe, Jacob Morrison, John Boy.
Yes. Jacob Morrison has disavowed what happened in Season 6, which we will not talk about ever again. And I look forward to him staying with us for the duration of the season. As Jesse Bennett dog-walk someone.
Yeah, Jesse Bennett just straight over the top of someone. They will see it on the replay. Could have been KCK. No, James Thorne just decides he's had enough of defence. Let the man over for a try. Jesse Bennett, very unlucky not to be picked in this Australian team. I'm not sure if he opted out. I guess that's probably the logical reason. But yeah, just on Jacob Morrison, he handled that very well. He's come back, very respected figure in the SRL now. So there is a redemption available for any captain that trades himself away should they try and seek that path. As now Luke Thompson's going to kick to try and make it 6 points. And Australia, they're not going to like this.
Yes, I tend to think going down early is not a good thing, Snicker.
Oh, we talk about football still? Luke Thompson with 6 points in front. Sorry. Frog in the throat.
Or wrong Discord, you probably get in touch with. Oh, no, never mind.
Sorry.
Well, good to see a kick from Butterfield that doesn't go dead. As Wales takes a head up there, Jesse Bennett up to the 20. Wales options to the right, and they'll take it there. Forward head up from Alan from Berkeley, cuts the middle of the Panthers stand, if I'm not mistaken, takes it to just before the halfway line. Jaden Garcia, the new promoted Nines man as well, just before the 50. Wales look to settle here. Crash ball, nope, taking the back door. Jacob Morrison, speaking of him, just before 38 as Snicker rejoins us.
Yeah, sorry. Something dusty in this commentary box, not normally used over in Wigan. Daniel Punch takes the 4th hit up. A good set after points for Wales. Oh, sorry, that's a commentator's curse. Wally Allen, EU world champion, switched to Wales, and perhaps we'd like him back anyways. Now Dom Ponkston gets a bit of a run. Speaking of EU world champions, he's brought down 38 metres away from his line. They go left now. Butterfield, short ball to Chaz Dingo. Straight past one. They're just packed with superstars, this Australian back line. 1 through 5, all of them very hard to tackle as they go right again now, Australia. Josh Butterfield, that has got to be accidental offside. He throws it into someone. Yeah, that's a bizarre one. I guess the players just want to get involved, and the referees are happy to let it happen. Anyway, Chris Lord, a nice hit up, and it's been a good set after points here. They play a 2-pass out to Sonny Tara, and once again, doesn't want kicking duty, so it's Josh Butterfield standing about three wide of the ruck. Will Kay instead takes it with a very nice grubber, and Josh Butterfield's going to score just like that. Australia are back, and you've got to think they're going to draw equal here with a conversion.
Well, look, I wouldn't put the commentators curse on them too early, but that's a fantastic kick from Will Kay. They finally get a proper playmaker in to do the kicking, and Butterfield does what he's been doing fairly consistently, to be fair to him, this series, which has been scoring tries. The big number 6.
Do you think Chris Lord to 13, Will Kay back to 6? Could that be the move for this Australian team?
I'm not, because I quite enjoy Chris Lord up the middle. He's been fantastic as a prop, but I think if you want more consistent 5th tackle tries, then Will Kay taking up his usual halves position isn't a terrible idea. Yeah,
Will Kay, famously known as SRL's worst kicker a couple of seasons ago, but he, since his move to lock, he's kind of put that one away, so we'll have to see what happens in this Australian team. Sonny Tyre, always getting a lot of opinions whenever he selects his team. Doesn't really listen to any of them, but perhaps I probably wouldn't put Will Kay to 6 anyway. I'm not sure who suggested that, if it was me or you, but silly suggestion is now Luke Thompson's going to kick off. And I reckon he should probably get used to this. Australia just starting to warm into this game. Luke Thompson says he's from Wales. I think he's from the outback of Australia. Very country-looking guy. Anyway, Kane Chapman-Kenny goes to Chris Lord, and he gets past one. Brought down on the 20-metre line. 10 minutes into this game here, John Boy. Is this what you expected to see?
I'm not gonna lie, I'd expected more of a dog walking, and I'm hoping that Australian try is a sign of things to come. I don't want a close game. I just want to see a lot of tries.
Points
Galore. Get out of the way as Berkeley picks up the scraps there from a sloppy pass, to say the least.
Yeah, Chaz Dingo not used to being in that centre position and just got his lines a little bit wrong, and maybe Wales going to come back here. Cody Ogg, I think he's played for Australia actually, but yeah, I think he opted out as well. So a few players here that could have made this Aussie team. Garcia probably not one of them, but a nice little line break from him there. Brought down 21 metres out from the line, and they go left now. Cody Ogg again goes straight through a hole. Cody Ogg's going to score here, and that's why Australia picked him in the past, because he is deadly from close range. Australia have decided it's a defence optional kind of game, and Cody Ogg is taking full advantage.
A recent convert of the Church of Jai, speaking of Easter, Cody absolutely splits them. He's a fantastic state of origin rep second rower, and he's proven it there. Absolutely scythes through the Australian defences. 3 men take diving classes there. Well, Kay, what are you doing, son?
Has he gone to the Warriors, Cody Ogg?
He has with his father, I believe, Tuxie. Man,
yeah, right.
We have ghosts in the back of our studio. Interesting. As Luke Thompson slots a conversion and Wales take a lead.
Do you reckon that was a case of he really wanted to go to the Warriors, or do you reckon that was a case of no one else wanted him?
Bit of column A, bit of column B.
Yeah, it's tough work when you're a package deal. When you're a package deal, it makes it tough.
Cody Ogg famously, light on opinions.
Anyway, we'll let that one go as now Josh Butterfield kicks off for the second time tonight. Not what I expected to see. They all got dirt on the jumpers, the Australians, but they don't seem to be making any tackles. So just for show at the moment, he goes down left here. And the Whales have started quite strongly. Riley Flynn now goes out to Jesse Bennett. One of the try scorers, of course. So both members of the forward, both try scorers have been from the forward pack. So maybe Australia need a new prop. I'm not really sure. Wally Allen now brought down 28 metres out from the line. No, he pushes over to the 30-metre line. Very good there from Wally. They go left again here. That's a forward pass. Who's the number 9 for Wales?
That Jack Tedesco from the Bulldogs.
Yeah, well, perhaps Eddie Oliver should be getting a gig at the moment because that's 2 big errors from him. And letting Australia off the hook here as Lachlan Cox goes through. He'll want a little right second row try of his own, but it seems that the Wales defence is a bit more staunch than the Australians at the moment. As I say that, Will Kay goes straight over, making a mockery of my words, and not for the first time. Will Kay doesn't get many easier tries than that one.
Absolutely, like a hot knife through butter, Will Kay. I mean, he sets one up early, and then he goes straight through the teeth of the defence there.
I think that was Tedesco as well.
Oh, he's having a shock of the hooker so far.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if the Bulldogs don't really play him for the foot to start, do they, at hooker?
I think they are this season, I believe. Losing Thomas Wallace, perhaps, did they? I'm not sure. What I can tell you is Tedesco had signed and sealed for the Dolphins, but then the Dogs offered him a starting spot. So wherever that is, I guess we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, can forward pass, can be fended, can backflip, just Jack Tedesco.
He's a man of many talents.
Yeah. As now Luke Thompson's going to kick off. So 12 points apiece so far, 24 points in 14 minutes. Maybe this wet field is just good for players that like defending. There's just a few rumblings in the commentary box. Apologies if anyone's hearing them on stream. It's a bit of a strange one in here at the moment as Chris Lord takes the first one for the set. They're going to go right now straight to Josh Butterfield, and he's been good out to Malchus. Probably the better of the two halves partners so far. Josh Butterfield with his try. Sonny Tai needs to step up, I think, as this game goes on as the captain. Would you agree, John Boy?
Yeah, I was definitely paying attention. I agree with everything you just said. As James Thornton passes it from Danny up to Sonny Tai, William Kay up the middle.
Yeah, dangerous.
To battle back.
A very dangerous stance to take, but I appreciate it. As Malchus now goes stripping back, and probably the best defensive set Wales have had so far. They're going to be forced to kick here. Sonny Tai has gotten deep on the right-hand side, and that's where they go. A nice clearing kick downfield, goes over the head of Riley Flynn, but Jacob Morrison's there, and he's on the kick return, very deadly. Brought down, backpacked by Covan Walmsley, who I'd like to see more of, to be honest. Not sure we've seen him get the ball yet, as now Wally Allen takes a hit up. And last week, the Australians brought on Alex Christie in the right second row and put Lachlan Cox to the left. Do you reckon they'll go with that one again, John Boy, or do you reckon they'll just acknowledge that one as a bit of a mistake and keep Cox in the 12 for 80?
I'd hope that we keep one of the best second rowers in the competition in the opportunity that he's earned throughout his season with the Dolphins. But I think with Christie's return, we'll probably see Riley Flynn cuts through now, and KCK brings him down just short.
Yeah, Wales with a great set here. They're going to have one chance to kick here to go to Berkeley. Oh, sorry, Jordan Lewis. And Jordan Lewis
too much toe.
Knocks it on, it says, but I'm not sure how that happened. I do know that there's a poor lady in the crowd with a football imprint on her face. We might have to send Will Kay down to check on her when he subs off in the 65th minute, so don't worry, lady. Only 47 minutes to go, and you'll have a player there to check on you.
Sonny Tai's another hit up. He's been industrious so far, Sonny.
Yeah, no passing, no running. Sorry, no passing, no kicking, purely running, and doing well. Now they're going to look at a little outside-inside ball, and oh no, Daniel Punch picks it off. Can he go the distance? Brought down 15 metres from the line. Australians just getting a bit fancy. They need to understand they're not actually winning at the moment as Jordan Lewis gets driven backwards there. And he would tackle. Maybe they need to put some points on before they start throwing this kind of magic at the Wales team, because at the moment it's just a lot of misfiring. As Jesse Bennett searches for a second, he'll be only on the field for about another 40 seconds. They go right now. And it's going to be Jordan Lewis pushing for the line, turned on his back. 2 tackles left to come here for the Welsh team. They go from dummy half. Jack Tedesco doing what he does best.
Nothing run there.
Oh, you said it, John Boy. 5th tackle now. Where are they going to go? They go left to Luke Thompson. He's going to fall over the line, is he? But turned on his back. Getting really close here, the Welsh team, but unfortunately just can't land that final harpoon.
knocking on the door there, the Welshman. I'd say you're pretty unlucky not to get a result. I think if you don't waste that fourth tackle option, there's a wide ball there available. But look, in positive signs so far, they're cutting the Australians to shreds.
Yeah, not the game I expected to see here. The Australians just struggling to get out of the half, and Brad Goodwin might be able to help with that. Fresh on the field in that 15 jersey. As now James Thorne gets out of half and trying to show Jack Tedesco how to do it, but he's brought down anyway for about a 9-metre gain here. They might look at a 40-20 though, and they do. They go to Butterfield, and
that's terrible.
Butterfield unfortunately does what we kind of expected. Unfortunately, the kicking game for him just hasn't quite come off. He had an interesting kicking game about midway through the season and cost the Knights a game. They were up 19-18. They ended up losing 24-19. And since then, Borson's took him off kicking duties. Sonny Toy hasn't got the moment. He's left him in the 6th year. So I don't know who the bigger SRL one is. But anyway, Riley Flynn's going to try and fall over. And yeah, it's the kind of pressure that a bad kicking game puts on your team. Once again, Welsh knocking on the door. They go left here. They're going to go, I thought they were going to go straight through, but Jordan Lewis driven backwards in a great tackle there. Lachlan Cox does it again, as he has done all night. They're going to spin it right now. It goes to Luke Thompson. He puts up a bomb. Looks to be a little bit shallow. Yeah, it was a bit of Lady Gaga about that one. Unfortunately, KCK took it for the Welsh team. And they're going to have to work it out of trouble once again. But so far tonight, John Boy, the Welsh defense has been top tier.
Look, you got to put the knockers in. Australia's going to run the length of the field, but yeah, they've been amazing so far. With a few, limited brain farts, you'd have to say that Will K try was pretty soft. But they've had Australia under the pump. They've forced a few errors, and then a pretty poor full tech option from Sonny, and then the odd forward pass, etc. Just really, really good defense, getting up in their faces, cramping them early.
Yeah, they're really making Australia work it out of their own half every time. Like when they turn it over on the try line, Australia don't really get past their try. And as Josh Butterfield goes again, we have the Jemison shuffle. Do we have the Butterfield shank?
Oh, geez, they need to fix their long-range kicking, because that's his second shank?
You're telling me this guy is the best kicker in Australia?
Yeah, no.
That was not it. The players to look at. I'm not sure who Sonny Tai has in the squad, though, to rectify this one. So, Josh Butterfield, your job may be safe for the moment. It's now Eddie Oliver fresh on the field in that prop jersey, goes to Tedesco, who takes a hit up. And now they're going to go to Berkeley, and he just takes a little hit up there. So, just like Sonny Tai, shying away from the kicking. And it's going to be down to, I think it'll be Jordan Lewis on the left of the ruck there. That's where they're going. He puts up a punt kick in the end, down to Corey Bell, who's lethal on that edge. Yeah. Straight past one, Corey Bell. He might be taken out here. No, he's too big. Brought down 25 metres out from his line. Probably the best start Australia have had in a while. And Lachlan Cox gets that one off his back shoulder. James Thorne cleans it up. He offloads to Corey Bell. And I reckon just a little 3-pass out to Copeland Walmsley. Let him do some damage, because at the moment, what this Australian team are doing is just straight up not working, as we see right there. Third tackle, they made about 30 metres. We want to see some breaks here. And Lachlan Cox with a nice offload. I thought he was going to disappear for a second into the backfield. Instead, Australia still just can't get into the red zone of this Welsh team. Justin plays steps one, brought down a good cover tackle though. And they're going to punt again here, the Australian team. And if you're sitting down the southern end of this grandstand, assuming that's on the left of the screen, it'd be getting cold at the moment. There's not a whole lot of excitement here. There's no standing up and clapping, because you're not even going to see the ball.
No, Australia's been struggling to get out of their half for the last 10 or 15 minutes, but that's a testament to how good the Welsh defense has been as they spread the ball. If you notice, the Australian attack seems comparatively way more narrow than the Welsh.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that one, and I think that's just a reflection. They haven't earned the right to ball play yet. They're getting held steady in the middle, and so they don't really have the space to go. As Wally Allen brought down in a suspect hip drop, perhaps, from Lachlan Cox, but the referee doesn't call that one. They're going to look at a 40-20 here. It's going to be Luke Thompson. That's a good kick. Does he have the angle here? He does. Luke Thompson putting on a clinic here. We see what Butterfield's done twice in a row, and Luke Thompson's put up his hand and said, "This is how you do it, son." And he takes the resulting hit up. Wales should go up here with a good attacking set. Do they have it in them? I hope so. Jordan Lewis goes out to Eddie Oliver. Oh, smashed by Milo Carrigan, Eddie Oliver there. And now Berkeley goes inside ball to Riley Flynn. He will try and push over here. Eddie Oliver realising that life as a prop, a lot less glamorous than life as a hooker. But now Jordan Lewis is going to try and force over. He could do it here, Jordan Lewis. No one's getting around the legs. The Welsh captains put him in the lead.
Oh, that's so unbelievably soft by the Australians. That's the second try from a pushover. And Jordan Lewis just pumps the legs. It's real easy there. There's a mismatch on the fullback. It is. That's KCK's pink thigh wrapping. And once again, the Welsh take the lead.
Yeah, not the game that I expected, but one that I'm enjoying nonetheless. The Welsh Dragons breathing absolute fire at the moment. They're going to be up by 6 points with 10 minutes left in the half. Assuming Luke Thompson can slot this one. And where do you think this spark needs to come from, do you think, from the Australian team? I reckon, personally, they just need to pull the finger out.
I think they're lacking some impetus from KCK. I mean, I haven't noticed him taking too many runs up the middle, and that inside channel is where a lot of fullbacks make their meters in terms of side steps and whatnot.
Yeah, as his new captain, what would you be saying to him if you were on the field with him right now?
Run ball good, score try good.
You wouldn't be saying, why am I in an Aussie jersey?
Yeah, I think the best thing for the Australians to consider is that to win games, you need to have more points than the other team, and currently they're in the deficit.
They are.
John Burmath says being down by 6 points not good.
Yeah, I agree. I had to count on my fingers here. I ran out of my hands. But yeah, 6 points. The difference at the moment is now Cody Ogg goes to Caleb Jeffin. I've got to say, Eddie Oliver and Caleb Jeffin really put a stop on the Australian momentum. Brad Goodwin and Milo Carrigan, with the exception of that one big shot, just haven't really made an impact yet on this game. At least not the impact you would expect from the Australian bench. So far in this series, they've really got the jump on players when the bench had to get involved with the quality that they have comparatively to some of these Tier 2 nations. And today, unfortunately, they just haven't got that impact at all. It's a pretty good set from points for Wales. They're going to punt here. They're not going to punt here after a knock-on. Unfortunately, a little commentator's curse there.
Loopy ball there.
Unfortunately for the Welsh team, I don't think you can blame that one on him. As now Covan Walmsley takes a hit up. The best chance Australia have had for quite a while now, and they go out to Lachlan Cox. He's driven backwards there, and a good tackle by Wally Allen and a friend. Could be Luke Thompson, I believe. They go left now here. Milo Carrigan wants to do something, unable to do so, but makes a good couple of meters here. 19 from the line, 3 tackles left in the set. Where do they go? They go to Brad Goodwin. He's brought down about 11 metres out from the line, and Australia, they're just plugging away here. They're really working some channels, and they go to Covan Walmsley, and he's going to push as well. 5 metres from the line. They would have liked a few more shots at him, but they still got one bullet left in the chamber. They go to Butterfield, and he kicks it, and unfortunately for Australia, that bullet's a misfire. It was a really nice kick in the end, but Caleb Jeff was joining on the spot and cleaned that one up.
I think Josh is unlucky there. That grabber was on the money there. But Caleb Jeff turns around and straight into the breadbasket.
Yeah, it was very, very nice take from him, and that's the kind of thing that Australia are going to need from their halves, because you do that again, you're probably a 90% chance of scoring a try. As now they really want to knuckle down and keep Welsh in their half. Unfortunately, Riley Flynn does what he does best and makes a little line break there. So far, he's showing up KCK in this battle of the fullbacks, which you wouldn't probably expect coming into this game. But perhaps a kick return from KCK coming. We'll have to see where this Welsh team kicks it, should they get it away. And they do. They go left down to Don Ponkston. He's lethal on his kick returns. What can he do? Brought down there and a good tackle by Cody Ogg. We all know that the 99 speed second rowers are good for that, and showing his class again there, Cody Ogg. But now Covan Walmsley gets a line break. He's been waiting for that one for a while and throws the offload to Wally Allen. This is a disaster class from Australia.
Yeah, that's the second ball they've thrown that they probably should just hold and held, in that 40 to 50 metre zone, and that's the second turnover there. That's pretty rough for one of their more experienced campaigners, as Wales now get a chance to shift the ball. That's some lovely ball movement. Yeah,
they've decided they've got the lead and they're going to play with it. Really putting some pressure on this Australian team is Jordan Lewis. Another long ball out to Luke Thompson. He's brought down by Sonny Ty and Lachlan Coxey. 4th tackle for this Welsh team. They go on a good run to get him into attacking territory. Unfortunately, Jordan Lewis, he touches the ball a fair bit, the Welsh captain, and he's popped up on that left wing there. Looks like they get a punt here. They have one deep on the right-hand side behind the ruck. It's Luke Thompson, and he goes in an absolute shocker to Brad Goodwin. The contagious kickings got both teams at the moment.
Yeah, uncharacteristically pretty terrible last game from Luke Thomas. Corey Bell powers through the Welsh defence. But he's been good so far, Luke. Probably just
Yeah, he's been very good so far, Luke Thompson. That was his first probably mistake. And now a holding tackle penalty, just slightly shifting momentum the way the Aussies. They can get a try here with 2.5 minutes to go. It'll be a real heartbreaker for this Welsh crowd or this Wigan crowd. I'm sure a lot of Welsh people travelled to England to watch this one. As now Brad Goodwin goes to Will Kay, and he was good when he scored his first try, but we haven't really seen him since then. The Australian forwards just haven't quite come to the party yet. Sonny Tai goes out to KCK. Long ball out to Corey Bell. He breaks another tackle. Latrell Bolt has his hands full at the moment, taking care of Corey Bell, and they're going to want to fix that one in the second half. And now Sonny Tai plays a little short ball out to Copeland Walmsley. What's he doing in the middle of the field? Getting held up. That's exactly that. As now third tackle, they go left. A fresh onto the field, Luke Malchus. Could he charge over here? Luke Malchus, I think he might have got over. We'll have to see on the replay, but that big left bicep might have just flexed one too many times for this Welsh team. And yeah, he scored there.
One of Sonny's favourites, big Lukey Malchus. That's power. Riley Flynn gets put on his back. Wally Lewis, the captain, Jordan Lewis, sorry, tries to go over the top to no avail, and Australia find their answer on the stroke of half time.
Yeah, the big beefcake Luke Malchus, fresh on the field, makes an impact straight away, and yeah, all tied up going into half time, unless Australia pull a rabbit out of the hat, a Sonny Tyre out of the hat even, and go the length of the field. We could be tied going into half time, and yeah, this is not where I expected this game to go.
No, you would have thought that they would have stretched their lead out a little bit more, but to be fair to Australia, that last 20 minutes of games has always been what they've been good at so far this tour. So,
as in Wales would have stretched their lead out?
True.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Australia, have been slow starters traditionally, and this Welsh team is one of the best tier 2s out there at the moment.
Yeah, well, Australia, we didn't become a country till 1901 officially, so yes, very slow starters in that sense. Wales have been around for a long time, and perhaps with that, they just got a bit of a jump on this game. As now they go a long ball. That's got to be fought out to Chris Lord, but unfortunately, no one calls that. And will he even get up to play the ball? Yes, just. They go right one more time. Can Sonny Tai do anything? Unfortunately, that's half time. 18-all. We'll see you after the break.
I'm just waiting for Kiss Cam to come on. On me. It's not happening. Do you like it? Do you like it? The environment here, do you like the footy? Yes, we're on. Yeah, we're live.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickos. Hey SRL fans, want to support the league further? Join the Simulation Rugby League Patreon. Get exclusive access to additional content, early access to league releases and supporter-only giveaways and upgrades. Whatever you're looking for, we have something for every fan. When you become a Patreon, you're more than just a spectator. You're a crucial part of our team. Your support helps us keep delivering the high-quality matches and content that you love, and it ensures that we can keep the SRL experience growing for fans of all ages. It's super simple. Head to our Patreon page, pick the tier that's right for you, and you're in. Every bit of support helps us grow and makes the SRL an even better place for everyone. Now, back to the game.
Welcome back here, Rugby League fans. Hope you're enjoying this game, this Easter Monday clash. Seems like the Australian team have had a bit too much chocolate over the break, and they haven't really turned up here, but I have faith they're going to get it done. John Boy, how would you summarise that first half? Give me 6 words. Individual, not in a sentence.
That's 5 more than I have in mind that I know. But not very good. Pretty shit. Bad.
The audience only heard 5 there, so give me 1 more.
Bad.
Yeah, as Alex Christie, fresh on the field in the 11, takes the hit up. And now Cox threw a little line break. This is what we want to see from Cox. Sorry, John Boy, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, if you don't count fake hooker stats, the Australians' biggest run meter eater had 78 in one half of footy, which isn't exactly too flash. Lockie Cox made about half of that back in that first run, as Australia now have pretty prime field position here.
Yeah, 100% right. And yeah, perhaps the chocolate hangover is just getting to some of these players. They've switched on a bit of a sugar boost. As now Sonny Tai kicks it. He's going to go downfield into the hands of Jacob Morrison, who's one of the try scorers. And speaking of, did you have a good Easter, John Boy? I forgot to ask.
Yeah, pretty good Easter. Ate food, watched SRL, but about it, as Berkeley gets over 33. I would say it's been better, but no, I'm in Wigan, so it can't be that good.
True, yeah. I was actually discussing with some of my family, and we decided Easter's probably the best Christian holiday.
Not a big fan of Christmas?
Well, Easter's more inclusive.
Elaborate.
Well, no men get nailed on Christmas.
I speak for myself.
Yeah, it's now Luke Thompson.
Corey. Oh, as Corey Bell gets over 21. And of course, talking about nailings, Sonny Tyre goes straight through. Just over the 42. Sorry, we briefly lost Nico Balbrough, our fearless leader and main commentator for the day, as Chad Johnson. Fun fact, before this game, he's asking me to put the colour commentator for this game, so naturally obliged as William K. Settles there.
Speaking of Easter.
Yes, Nico.
Oh, you didn't get that one? Okay, we'll pass that one through. As now, Josh Butterfield goes out to Chad Johnson again, who, yeah, interesting move, I would personally say. Chad Johnson, a noted left second row, is playing just the 19 at prop, whereas Alex Christie, a right-hand second row, is playing 40 on the left. Would you switch them around, or would you probably just say Chad Johnson's been great at prop in his stint there? I will leave him there.
I quite like Chad Johnson's work at the Roosters, so I'd probably switch him to second row. But again, the powers that be are above my pay grade.
Are you trying to say you don't like Alex Christie's work? Because
Yes.
that's pretty rough. That's pretty rough.
So I'm not a subscriber to the Alex Christie fan club, unfortunately, as Wally Allen takes a hit up.
Yeah, that's a fair opinion. As Alan Berkeley now follows up. Only third tackle here for this Welsh team, and a healthy tackle penalty. Alex Christie, fresh on the field, decides, you know what, perhaps this Welsh team needs a bit of field position.
Yeah, no, speaking of gifts, I guess, we're talking about Christmas, Easter, the spirit of giving and all that, so that they've decided to gift them field position.
The spirit of giving or the spirit of taking? As Aaron O'Hare takes the hit up.
I guess it goes both ways. As Wales now cuts through the middle just before the 20-metre line. And Aaron O'Hare, the former Rabbitoh, or current Rabbitoh, I'm not quite sure. I've lost track of the happenings in Bunnytown. As Wally Allen now settles, and with a fifth tackle option looming, you'd by the way they're setting up, it looks like a bomb. Nope, what I know, it's a grubber. And it's a fantastic grubber, and Riley Flynn crashes over, and Wales take the lead once more.
Yeah, Wales have come to party this game, that's for sure. Australia just, not really showing up to this one. Unfortunately for them, Wales have been really good so far across the first 44 minutes. A terrific kick there. And Riley Flynn, he knows how to score a try. Smashes that one down over the line. And just like that, this Welsh team in front of a jubilant home crowd are back in the lead.
How good has the last season been for Riley Flynn? Recently appointed Canberra captain, has scored a bucket load of tries for both club and country now for Wales. It's been the meteoric rise.
And even better, he's captaining a team that didn't make finals, so there's no real expectation. So if he just makes finals, he'll be a success, which is a really nice place for a new captain to be.
Yeah, no, I think one of the rising stars recently, Riley Flynn, obviously been a very consistent performer for the Raiders beforehand, but he's been fantastic so far. It's this last season or so.
Yeah, he might ascend 40 days after Easter. I think the SRL season will have started by then. He could really go to the next level. Anyway, Butterfield going to kick off here. Sorry to cut you off, John Boy. What was that?
No, nothing of consequence. But I was going to say, speaking of ascension, this Australian team needs to pull their bootstraps up and get into gear. Because at the moment, it's looming like a belt-to-ass moment for Australia.
Yeah, I think Australia perhaps. Oh, that's very nice from Chris Lord. Yeah, Australia just had a look at the fuel prices. With the public holidays, they're a bit expensive, and they left the fuel tank empty. Because at the moment, they're running on absolute red. Check engine light is on. They're going to have to really focus here, or they might have another embarrassing loss to a T2 nation, which 2 in the 1-2 would be absolutely unheard of, as Mobs now goes to Jordan Lewis. I thought Mobs was actually pretty good in their previous games. I'd like to see him get more minutes, in all honesty, for this Welsh team. Anyway, now as Berkeley goes downfield, and it looks like KCK is going to take it, this man can make things happen. And he runs straight into his former captain, Ruben Mobs, the man who unceremoniously just cuts him loose at the end of the season. And Ruben Mobs, no love lost there.
And I mean, if anyone knows how to tackle KCK, probably the man who's trained with him for last season. But Chad Johnson straight through the middle. The second row turn prop for this game. As Australia set up on the blind side. 2 men out, one more pass. Step, Dom Ponkston through to the 20. And Australia are looming with 2 tackles in hand.
Yeah, they've decided that 50 minutes in is about a big of a lead they're going to give this Welsh team, as Alex Christie just absolutely murders that play. They're going to have to go right here. It looks like it's Butterfield in the pocket. He does. That's a very well placed bomb. It's KCK at the back there. It doesn't matter because Michael Crimp takes it. I think they just need to get on Chad Johnson's shoulders here, Australia. Johnson's been great up the guts, and if they can just focus on him, as he just watches Jordan Lewis run straight past him, forget what I said. And Mobs takes the offload, and just like that, Wales are out of trouble. It's going to be O'Hare now.
Yeah, I was going to say you don't need to fight for ISIS to know what a good bomb looks like, and that's quality from Butterfield. As Jordan Lewis gets over the halfway line.
John Boy. Wally Allen taken down there. Apologies. Sorry, I have a ghost in the box at the moment, just whispering bad things into some of our ears as Sunny Tyres brought down.
Oh, you hear the voices too, Snecko?
Only sometimes. Lachlan Cox, unfortunately, can't make a break there. He's brought down 42 metres away from the line. Which of the SRL captains, John, do you think actually hear voices?
Oh, man. I'd say who does.
Josh Butterfield in the backfield.
Run, you fat cunt.
He gets taken down. Butterfield somehow has not scored that try, and James Thorne gets pounced on out of hooker. Nothing going on there.
Grass from the try line.
Yeah, and they might score anyway here. No, KCK's driven backwards. Australia just don't want to do it at the moment. Perhaps they're just waiting for the 5th tackle. And they go to Josh Butterfield, who puts in a grubber, and O'Hare takes it. Butterfield having a generational last 5 minutes for this Welsh team.
That is a stinky last tackle set option. That is straight to his breadbasket. That's into his hands. He might as well have just passed it to him. It's a rough game so far for Josh.
He scored a try. It was really nice. Then he just decided to sit back and do
swings and roundabouts. Swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, smashed by Chad Johnson. I love that. And now Wally Allen takes a run. The Australian forwards, the props have been doing some good work. It's just the rest of the forward pack haven't quite come to the party. And so it means that this Welsh team just keeps marching downfield, and Luke Thompson now drives it downfield to Dom Ponkston. What can he do with it? Straight past one. Riley Flynn brings him down though. Corey Bell, sorry. We've got my wingers mixed up. Corey Bell, I'd like to see him get more involved, just like Dom Ponkston has been. As now, Sunny Ty goes a long ball out to Butterfield, and he gets tackled, which we found out he's quite good at. Not many players get chased down 5 metres from the line. But that's the international game. Just a lot of class players in defence.
ACK, I thought he was off up the middle there with 1 man to beat, but again, wrapped up pretty easily up by the middle. I think that's Ruben again having him, as Christie takes the head up.
Yeah, just a lot of Welsh pride really uniting this defensive line at the moment. Christie, you're right, takes the hit up, goes to Lord, goes to Chad Johnson, and he's going to be brought down 22 metres out from the line. They're going to look to bomb here, you'd have to think. They go to Sunny Ty, Butterfield on the right, and he does bomb. Absolutely bombs this set with that kick. Justin Plays is brought down with it, but he's 20 metres from the line. What's he going to do?
That kick was straight ass, bro. I can't even lie. That is not the option. Butterfield needs to reevaluate his 5th tackle kicks. It's been a pretty rough showing.
Are you half eligible, John Boy?
I am whatever I feel like. I think I've played in just about every backline position this season. But if Sonny needs someone, he can ask someone else.
Yeah, perhaps that is true. As now O'Hare's brought down. They go wide out to Cody. He plays inside ball to Riley Flynn. He goes through the line. Back-to-back steps, Riley Flynn. Flynn's starting to heat up here on this cold Monday night in Wigan. All fire at the moment. They go wide now to Crimp, and he's going to have a lane, and he takes it. And he goes, Chad Johnson saves the day again. He's been enormous since he's been on. He's got about 30 seconds, but you won't see many better 20-minute stints here in an international game than you have from Chad Johnson.
No, again, fantastic from Chad. Silencing the doubters a bit there as Justin Plays doesn't find the gap off the dummy.
Oh, imagine what he could do in 40 minutes, eh?
As William cops it, and they have 4 tackles down and they haven't even breached the 25.
Yeah, and Alex Christie throws a forward pass that somehow doesn't get called to Copen Walmsley, who's back on the field in this prop role.
In the general scheme of space, that was backwards out of the hand. So Sonny Tyre resumes the kicking duties to Jacob Morrison. Jacob doesn't quite find space, but he gets 15 or so meters.
Yeah, it was a nice little kick return there from Morrison, and Australia are going to have to kick into gear here if they want to be any chance. That's the game plan for Wales at the moment. Get the ball in the hands of Riley Flynn, because he is deadly with the ball at the moment. Instead, they go out to Berkeley, and he goes to Morrison. He gets into a little half break here. Jacob Morrison brought down eventually by the left centre. I think it's Plays. Garcia now back on the field, charges forward, monstered in that tackle. Perhaps 65 to 80 minutes when the new locks come on, we might see Jordan Lewis fresh back on the field. He's going to be coming up against Chris Lord, who will be a bit more fresh. He's only played the 40 minutes as opposed to Jordan Lewis's 65 already. So perhaps that could be a bit of a matchup that works for Australia, because at the moment, Wales have them absolutely covered.
They need some guy forward up the middle, because with 18 minutes left, they are slowly running out of time. And it's all well and good to say they have the talent to make it back, but they need to start showing it ASAP. They don't need to rush, but we haven't seen much in this opening in the second half so far.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of this slow play the balls, half breaks that don't go anywhere, and shanked kicks. And all three of them are not going to help this Australian team. And I just think it's astounding. Wales have been outstanding, but it's astounding that this Australian team is not just blowing these T2 teams off the park. Just speaks to the depth we have in the SRL at the moment. Yeah, 19 metres gain. You just got to wonder what's going on. You've seen that old Willie Mason speaking to the Dragons clip? Where are your props? You need some more forwards. I feel like... Yeah, it feels very apt at the moment. Australia have just been outclassed, unfortunately, as now Jesse Bennett goes through.
Don't see him getting driven back very often.
No, you don't. And now Wally Allen takes it up. And yeah, Australia have started to muscle up here. They've heard me. And they're responding to the call. Just pinning Wales in their own half. They go to O'Hare now, and he's driven backwards as well. So 3 times the contact's been lost. Normally you get blocked after that. And now they go left here to Luke Thompson, and he shanks it. This could be the game changer for Australia. Lachlan Cox with a great kick return, would you call it? Charge down intercept, I'm not really sure. But
it's a great handsome Lachlan Cox. Is just in place, splits them now.
Yeah, and he's been put in a good tackle there by Riley Flynn. But Australia, they're going to want to do something here. This is their best chance they've had all half. They go to James Thorne. He plays a short ball to Coben Walmsley, and Walmsley's brought down 10 metres from the line. Not long left in this game. They go left one more time. Alex Christie, 15 minutes to be exact. Well, actually 13 and 38 seconds to be exact. Anyway, Luke Malcolm is going to try and charge over here. He's held up a metre from the line. Big chance here for Butterfield to put a stamp on this game. That's a very, very well-placed bomb, but there's no one for the bat-back. Yeah, luckily that bat-back didn't go through, because that was a runaway try for Wales. Instead, some good kick pressure forces the line dropout, and maybe this could be a bit of repeat pressure here, and the Australians could finally click into gear. They've been revving all night.
We talked about the need to start getting those fifth tackle kicks sorted, and Josh Butterfield puts up, I think, his second best kick of the night. Some really good pressure on the Australians. Yeah,
Josh Butterfield says, you won't see me mess up a kick 6 times in a row.
As Christie takes it just short of the 10-metre line. Chaz Dingo.
I think probably the thing to do in this wet conditions is just look to Christie, try and get him a little barge over try, and they go to Ponkston instead, and he might get a barge over try. Dom Ponkston is falling over the line. Dom Ponkston, I think he was about 4th in this MVP leaderboard, but he's number 1 in my heart in this Australian team, scoring a try out of absolutely nowhere. And with a kick to come, we could be all tied up here.
Is that the rookie Jane Garcia trying to get over the top of him? That makes sense. I mean, the gulf in quality there between Ponkston and Garcia was always going to be too much. Too big, too strong.
The Gulf of Mexico, even. Or the Gulf of America, do we call that now? Unsure. As now Josh Butterfield's going to... Pretty difficult kick. Just outside the tram lines. Might swing this one too far.
Oh no, Josh.
And he's missed that one.
He does one or two good things, and then he does something to prove us right. And that is an unfortunate misstep from Josh, as Australia will now need to score another try to get over the Welsh. Or a penalty.
Quick sidebar, JB. Should I buy the kicking upgrade? Do you think it's time for Sicko Balboa to score some points?
I'm a big believer that anyone can kick, Snicko, apart from you. Don't buy it. As Luke Thompson takes the kickoff. Can you even see the posts, or is that out of your render distance?
Just on feel. Have you seen Dodgeball?
Oh, yeah.
Sudden death, put the blindfold on. Patrick O'Houlihan will talk to me.
Some Daredevil West type beat. Put the blindfold on. Just feel it out.
And I'll tell you what, maybe Josh Butterfield should do that right before he kicks. He might have a better chance here. It's about a 1 in 6 chance at the moment for the poor guy. We know that he's a quality player, but tonight just hasn't been his night. And fourth tackle now. They go to Walmsley, who gets absolutely levelled. Coven Walmsley back to the second row. Thank you very much. And Sonny Tyre has taken the kicking duties, and that's a nice one downfield to Riley Flynn, but it doesn't go very far. And absolutely smashed in return there, Riley Flynn. So the big boys have finally come to play. Coven Walmsley gets one back there, and Jesse Bennett takes a hit up. 2 points in this game, 10 minutes. Where is it going to end up? I'm not really sure at the moment because both teams are not performing how I expected. Wales well above and beyond. They've been great here tonight in Australia. Well, the less said the better. And now a big hit. I do like to see that. Great work from the Australian team. They've turned the ball over, and perhaps that's the momentum shift that they need here.
Oh, I said, look, that's a dangerous ball. Jesus.
Finds his way out to Walmsley, though. Can he get an offload away? No. 30 metres from the line here. This is Australia's chance to take this game, snatch it from defeat. Oh, this is dangerous. They go here. Hayes gets the offload to Cox. He's brought down 15 out from the line, sorry. Still a lot of chambers left in the barrel here. They go left to Sonny Tyre. To Butterfield, and you wouldn't believe it. It's just 6 again. Alex Christie cleans it up. Butterfield, I reckon he actually deserves that luck. He hasn't had much tonight. And Australia now, they go left here, and Luke Malchus is going to steam over the line. And Australia just could not be denied.
I mean, so look, a reward for consistent pressure, perhaps that 6 again call, but doesn't matter. Luke Malchus gets a little close to the dead ball line for my liking, but he does ground it for his second try of leaving. Yeah,
double for Malchus. Really rewarding the face shown in him by, I think he's still captain. Is he going to the Rabbits as well? They've been long-time collaborators, Sonny Tyre and Luke Malchus, and being very fruitful for the Australian team. And Josh Butterfield slots this one now to make it a 4-point game. We get the fist pump.
Josh Butterfield.
7 minutes left. Yeah, crickets. As Luke Thompson's going to kick off. And I just think with 7 minutes left in this game, there's still a chance for Wales here. If they can get a good kick, keep Australia in a good position to kick and get a kick return and just get some meters. Whenever they get down here, they seem to score, but Australia have just really tightened it up the last 20. Oh! They have not tightened it up the last 20. That's just a dead set shocker, and Jesse Bennett picks it off. They go to Wally Allen, and Australia, they will be quivering right now. They will be nervous because this game could disappear from me. Goes out to Latrell Bolt, and he goes straight past one, but brought down in a good cover tackle. Latrell Bolt, the rookie, almost making things happen. They go right now. Goes to Luke Thompson. Can he fall over the line? No. Just a nice little 2-pass out here, prop crashing through next to the post. That's where they go. That's where they go. It's Wally Allen. He scores here, and Wales are going to be back in the lead.
I cannot believe they were giving the ball away like that. That is... Oh, that's an Easter gift if I've ever seen it. That's an Easter egg all in one. I mean, Wales capitalise off a soft turnover. Wally Allen goes in untouched. And with 5 or so minutes remaining, has the door shut? Has a throw? No, 5 minutes. Has the door shut?
5. Apologies. The door's never shut.
And look, as I tell my missus, 5 minutes is a lot of time. And Australia will get 1 bite of the cherry, maybe 1 or 2, a kick return at least in one of those sets. So it's not over, but
the fat lady sings.
It's plus size lady now, Snicko. As Josh Butterfield looks to kick us off.
Yeah, and I think that this Australian team, they're going to be a bit shell-shocked here. A very parochial crowd, been giving it to them all night. They didn't forget that poor lady that got kicked in the head at the start of the game, and since then they've just turned on this Australian team. And I think that they've been shell-shocked. It's a lot of these Australians aren't used to playing in such torrid conditions, and it's really shown here tonight. They can do it in the SRL. Can they do it on a cold, rainy Monday night in Wigan?
Are the track conditions being in Wigan or the field?
I think it's being in England in general, in all honesty. Anyway, now, Wales are really doing a good job here, just eating up some time, and they're going to need a Easter miracle here, this Australian team. Can they resurrect themselves from the dead?
20.
Oh, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. They go out to Berkeley, and he absolutely nails it. Goes downfield. Oh, it could be too big here. It could be too big. I've seen this one before. This is a grand final. Season 9, exactly what happened. Watch out for the 5th tackle penalty here just to get this Australian team back in the game, because let me tell you, I don't like how it ended last time, and I hope that Wales can not fall into the same trap.
I almost wonder if Australia would have been better served with a kick return opportunity rather than the 7 tackle set. Obviously, having an extra tackle's handy, but Corey Bell flips the touchline. But with Corey Bell and Dom Hongston and KCK as your kick returners, you'd almost rather that, surely.
Yeah, you would. As now Corey Bell now gets into the backfield. He's going to be brought down 32 metres out from the line. A couple of good runs here, and they get him in position for a kick. They go to Justin Plays, and he gets a nice little run here, but Latrell brings him down. 19 from the line. You can hear the dramatic music in your heads because it's all happening right here. It's going to come down to this play. From 0 to hero Josh Butterfield, he can turn around the narrative right now. Instead, they go to Lord. He puts in the grubber. Oh, and Butterfield from 0 to hero scores with 2 minutes to go in this game. Chris Lord with the try assist. And that's an absolute heartbreaker for this Welsh team.
I saw a tall bastard kicking and I thought it'd be Josh Butterfield, but Josh Butterfield's on the receiving end of it. He's taking it and he takes it well. That's into the hands and it's under the posts. And just like that, Australia broke Welsh hearts.
Yeah, they've slain the dragon here. This Welsh team have been magnanimous in defeat. And I don't think they've lost any admirers here tonight with how they've played. Australia, they snatched this one out of absolutely nowhere. Wales went to check on them. They rolled away the stone, and Australia popped out and said, "I'm still alive, baby." They've scored in this game. A dead set Easter miracle.
Oh, man. They find a way to eke out wins, the Australians. And you'd feel bad for... I wouldn't say it's over after the last try that the Welsh scored, but with 30 seconds left.
I don't think I think there'll be one play. And unless they see a big hit, pick up the ball, run the field, I think this will be all she wrote for the Australian team. The plus side lady is seeing. They go out to Luke Malcolm and he holds on to it. He won't play the ball here. And unfortunately for, I'd say just about everyone watching, this Australian team's won here. 34 points to 30 in an absolute nail biter.
Yeah, sorry. Just rough stuff for the Welsh. They were in that right until the very end. I mean, high position, high completions. Well, not high position, but, completed well. Just punished with a moment of brilliance from the big Chris Lord.
Yeah, they absolutely nailed him, the Australians, in the last couple of minutes there. They had him on the ropes, and unfortunately the Welsh team just couldn't quite hold on. 51% to 49% possession, 7 errors each. 29 to 24 line breaks. The Aussie team made an extra 14 tackles, which isn't much in the scheme of things. We'll look at some individual stats now. Riley Flynn, 200 metres. That tracks. 7 line breaks. He had a game for the ages. Jordan Lewis, 138 metres and 26 tackles in a real captain's knock there. Jacob Morrison had the try with 97 metres. But you'll just see not enough metres gained there across that team.
Outside of, 5 over 100 metres, it's a pretty quiet viewing. Cody Ogg, in particular, I'm surprised. 10 for 61 isn't what you'd expect from the Premier 11s in the league.
I think he played right side tonight.
Oh, was he 12 today? Oh, well, that probably is to be expected then. But still, I mean, there's just not enough production from their forwards otherwise. You don't count hooker run meters, so really it's only 4 over 100 meters. And if you want to win, you're probably looking for 7 to 8.
Yeah, and we'll look at the Australians now, and we'll see what they look like. And, well, not a whole lot of run meters there, so just a tough game, I guess, from everyone all around. Butterfield led the run meters with 157, so KCK only had 79 from 13 runs with just the 2 line breaks. So great defensive stint there from the Welsh team, and unfortunately Just a few too many kicks that went to the appropriate players for this Australian team. 94 kicking metres for Butterfield from 7 kicks just shows that he had a real good short kicking game. Chris Lord had just the 12 tackles in 55 minutes, but then you look at Will Kay and Lachlan Cox with 32 and 30 tackles between them. So, yeah, look, you could tell that it was a tough game watching. No one could really get any go forward, and you can really see that in the stats.
I'd like to highlight the 4 for 67 run meters for Chad Johnson and his 20-minute stint. That's immense. I mean, that sort of production you sometimes don't see in some props who go for 2 spells, let alone just the one. He was industrious, and that's what you can really ask for if you're Sonny. Brad Goodwin, I'd highlight as maybe, 743 isn't quite the efficiency you'd want. Milo Kerrigan had a quieter game than what he's used to. But, Corey Bell really stood up. I mean, he had some serious runs late in that second to set up that game-winning try.
Yeah, he definitely did. And yeah, so 16.3 meters per run from Chad Johnson is outrageous. And we spoke about it during the game. Just the bench depth that the Australian team had, they just seemed to blow teams away in the second half. And they didn't quite blow this Welsh team, but they did just get one right on the edge.
Of anticipation for games. Highlight 3 try assists for James Thorne, again out of hooker, to be somewhat understood, but again, fantastic effort. And this Australian team escapes.
Yeah, I believe that's the last game for tonight. I may be wrong. I may be right. Who knows? We'll see you next time.